It's the miracle on the 2nd Street Bridge. Our WHAS 11 News exclusive now with a brand new report on the WHAS 11 night team. Hello everyone, I'm Doug Proffitt. The driver of the semi that miraculously stopped short of plunging into the Ohio River on March 1st is talking for the first time and only to WHAS 11. It's been 3 months, and now the driver of a pickup truck is charged with causing the crash. In my exclusive interview right here tonight with Sydney Thomas, overlooking the bridge, she has a message for that driver that many of you will find surprising. We're here. You told me you actually can look at it.
Yeah.
Sydney Thomas and I walked along the Louisville waterfront. This is the first time since Friday, March 1st, that the 26-year-old Cisco employee has been this close to where she stared down death. The miracle on the 2nd Street Bridge.
I don't think I'm ever going to drive on March 1st again if I can help it.
Even off that date?
Nope. Yeah, I got to be off March 1st.
But her recovery from the traumatic crash that left her hanging right over the side of the bridge in her semi for 40 minutes is now well underway.
I try not to go back to that day too often in a negative way. You know, I try to look at it as I'm still here, you know, so I try to keep the bad part of it out of my mind.
Police say the crash was caused by 33-year-old Trevor Branham of Jeffersonville, driving his pickup truck recklessly, weaving in and out of traffic, crossing right into the northbound lane and slamming into her semi, sending Sydney through the railing where the semi miraculously held on.
When I felt myself going over, I was like, I couldn't try to stop it or nothing. It was just, and then I'm just veering off to the left. When I was looking down, I was praying, but I was also like, if this truck falls, I'm gonna have to jump out, because if not, the Ohio River is 128 feet deep in Louisville. I looked it up. I was like, if I don't, I'm gonna be at the bottom of the river, because that truck was full.
Now, for the first time, she talks about Branham, the man charged. Her comments may be surprising to you.
I'm gonna pray for him.
Are you gonna forgive him?
I already have. I can't hold no hate in my heart towards, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and me holding a grudge or being angry for the rest of my life at him is not going to do nothing for me.
Sydney, that's remarkable. You almost went into the Ohio River and lost your life.
Mm-hmm.
Your truck lost power because you said when he hit you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can forgive him?
I have to. I have to.
But the charges are appropriate.
Yes.
Not long after the crash, attorneys asked her to view the Cisco dash camera video that recorded everything inside and outside of her truck, from the crash to going over the railing. It became nearly a setback for her and her recovery.
That was hard. It was hard. Not so much the impact, but the end, before it cut out when I was screaming. That was hard to watch.
While stranded in those harrowing minutes, she kept her son, 5-year-old Mason, in mind. He's nonverbal and the focus of her life.
So imagine if I wouldn't have recognized that when I did, and he wouldn't be getting the treatment that he's getting now. And I was just like, you know, it was really hard for me to think about, like, leaving him behind on earth.
And then her rock to recovery. How did his strength get you through March 1st?
I've always been a daddy's girl.
Her dad, Mark, he's been a semi-driver for 18 years.
That was nothing but God displaying himself to me.
Mark was alerted to Sydney's crash after she had been rescued, but as a Southern Indiana resident, he had to cross the Kennedy Bridge to get to the Louisville hospital for Sydney. And that's when he saw it.
It didn't really settle in until I looked to my right and I seen that equipment hanging in the air. And I was like, wow.
She's forever thankful to Louisville firefighter Bryce Carden, who pulled her through the window of the cab to safety.
We just were praying to get back to safety, really. I was praying for, I got what I prayed for. Somebody came and got me out of the truck, and we were praying, you know, just to get back on the ground and out of harm's way.
She returns to work for Cisco on June 1st, but not immediately driving a semi.
It's a hard job. My coworkers are like family to me, and I'm very comfortable where I'm at. You know, I know how to do my job.
As we stood looking at the bridge she conquered, the miracle on the 2nd Street Bridge, there is that story of the ride she had to call for not long after the crash. So moving forward, but no more 2nd Street Bridge.
Never, never. I got in the Uber one day, and he was about to start going across the 2nd Street Bridge. I said, no, you can't do that.
Did you tell him why?
Yes.
What did he say?
He was like, that was you? And I'm like, yes. Can you please go across the toll bridge?
That's right. She requested the toll bridge. Well, as you can see, Sydney is able to laugh about some things, but it's certainly been a process. When her feet touched the 2nd Street Bridge again right after the rescue that afternoon, the first thing she asked police, did anyone die in the wreck? She told me that she has driven across other Louisville bridges, but for the rest of her life, as you heard, she will skip the 2nd Street Bridge. Like a lot of us, you probably said to yourself, could I have stayed so calm? And how did she do it? She explains in our full interview and our story from 6 p.m. where she describes the rescue. All are posted on the WHAS 11 YouTube page.